students for second session of this surface chemistry. So in last class I explained about absorption and adsorption, differences between absorption and adsorption, and the types. So these topics explained. So now in today's class I will explain about the factors. So adsorption of gases on solids depending on the following factors. So that means factors which influencing adsorption. So what are the factors that influence adsorption? That points I am going to explain in this class. So what is the first factor? First factor is nature of the gas. So this is in all this class. So this is mainly adsorbent. Generally it is taken as solid. What about this another second substance? This is adsorbate. So adsorbate. So this class here what I am going to explain, adsorption of gases. That means adsorbate is gas. Adsorption of gases on solids. So adsorbate is gas and adsorbent is solid. So adsorption of gas on solid depending on what is the first one? Nature of the gas. That means nature of the adsorbate. What is the nature? This one, this nature. Second point, nature of adsorbent. Third one, specific area or surface area of solid, surface area of adsorbent. Fourth one, pressure. If you increase the pressure of the gas, then what will happen to the adsorption? Next factor is temperature, and one more factor is activation energy. So these are the factors that influence adsorption. Adsorption of gases on solid depends on nature of the gas, nature of the solid, surface area of the solid, pressure of the gas, temperature and activity. First factor is nature of the adsorbate. That means nature of the adsorbate means what is the physical state? Gas. Since physical adsorption is non-specific, every gas can adsorb on the surface of any solid. So you take it is adsorbent and this is adsorbate. Any adsorbate can adsorb on any adsorbent because it is not specific. Physical adsorption is not specific, non-specific. Under a given condition of temperature and pressure, the easily liquefiable gases, this point is important, easily liquefiable gases such as ammonia, HCl and SO2. You can see ammonia liquid, hydrochloric acid liquid, SO2 also liquid. So these are gases at room temperature, but these gases can be liquefied easily. So easily liquefiable gases are more adsorbed than the gases like H2, N2, CO. What about this H2, N2 and CO? These gases are not easily liquefiable. So hydrogen is only gas. So liquefaction of hydrogen is not easy. Nitrogen also same. CO also same. So ease of liquefaction is more. Adsorption is also more. The ease with which a gas can be liquefied is determined by its critical temperature. If you know the critical temperature value, you can find the gas is easily liquefiable or not. Tc, that means critical temperature. What the below table illustrates the correlation between the extent of adsorption of gases on charcoal with their ease of liquefaction. Here hydrogen gas is there. How much volume adsorbed? Only 4.7. Whereas SO2 gas at the same temperature 288 Kelvin, at the same temperature and pressure, normal temperature and pressure, on 1 gram of charcoal, here charcoal adsorbent amount is fixed 1 gram. How much amount of hydrogen adsorbed? Only 4.7 ml. Whereas SO2 gas is 380 ml. So SO2 gas adsorbed more because SO2 gas critical temperature is more. Greater is the critical temperature, ease of liquefaction is more, then adsorption is also more. So among all the available gases here, which gas adsorbed more? SO2 gas adsorbed more. So it is the increasing order of ease of liquefaction. It is the increasing order of critical temperature. Tc value increases from H2 to SO2. Tc value, critical temperature is more, ease of liquefaction is more. That means adsorption is also more. Adsorption is more. So which gas adsorbed more? SO2, then NH3, HCl. So these gases adsorption capacity is less because their critical temperature is less, their ease of liquefaction is also less. That means nature of the adsorbate. How nature of the adsorbate? Depending on adsorption, the gases with high critical temperature are adsorbed more easily. Next case, since chemisorption, that means chemical adsorption is specific in nature, a gas chemisorbed only, it forms chemical bonds with the adsorbent. Chemical bond chance is there, then only this chemical adsorption is possible. A gas which is physisorbed at a certain temperature can be chemisorbed when this temperature is increased dramatically. That means at a low temperature, so that adsorption is physical adsorption possibility there. As temperature increases, then physical adsorption will changes to chemical adsorption. For example, 83 Kelvin nitrogen is physisorbed on iron surface as N2 molecules. At room temperature there is no physisorption of nitrogen, but at 773 Kelvin nitrogen is chemisorbed. As temperature increases, so chemisorption, chemical adsorption possibility is there on iron surface. So it is the nature of adsorbate. Second factor, nature of adsorbent. So already these gases adsorption capacity depending on critical temperature or ease of liquefaction. Now what about this solid adsorbent? Solids with porous structure are potentially good adsorbents. Example, activated carbon, silica gel, aluminum oxide. It is silica gel. Aluminum oxide is adsorbent and activated charcoal is adsorbent. So that is second one. So third one is surface area of the adsorbent. This is important. As surface area of an adsorbent increases, then adsorption is also increases. Surface area of the adsorbent increases tremendously when finely divided forms of the solid adsorbent are used. Porous solids are very good adsorbents too. However, the pore should be large enough to allow the gas molecules. You take here, it is charcoal pieces, it is charcoal powder. So which one is a better adsorbent? Charcoal powder. It is a good adsorbent because in this case as surface area increases, adsorption increases. So this point only remember, surface area of the adsorbent increases, adsorption increases. So adsorption is a surface phenomena. Surface area is directly proportional to rate of adsorption. Next point is pressure of the gas. Adsorption isotherms. This one, pressure of the gas, you can call it as adsorption isotherm. You know what is meant by isotherm? The graphs drawn at constant temperature. Constant here, constant temperature. A graph drawn between extent of adsorption and the pressure of the gas. So one here pressure, here extent of adsorption, that is x by m. I will explain now x by m. It is called extent of adsorption. The graph drawn between extent of adsorption and pressure at constant temperature is called adsorption isotherm. So effect of pressure of the gas on adsorption, you can call it as adsorption isotherm. So there are two types. One is Freundlich adsorption isotherm. One more is Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Second one is Langmuir adsorption isotherm. What is meant by adsorption isotherm? The graph drawn between extent of adsorption and pressure at constant temperature, then only you can call it as iso. Iso means same, therm means temperature, constant temperature. Now we will see what is meant by extent of adsorption. That means what is x by m. What is x? Amount of adsorption. Extent of adsorption means x by m. This x by m is called extent of adsorption. This x is amount of adsorbate. Here you see this is adsorbate. So x is mass of adsorbate. So this mass is x. This mass is m. M is mass of the adsorbent. X is mass of the adsorbate. M is mass of adsorbent. This overall x by m is called extent of adsorption. X by m is called extent of adsorption. It indicates amount of gas adsorbed per certain amount of adsorbent. So when you observe the graph between x by m and p, so you will get one curve. So that curve mathematically you can write like this: x by m is equal to k, x by m is equal to k p power 1 by n. This equation only called Freundlich adsorption isotherm. What is Freundlich adsorption isotherm? X by m is equal to k into p power 1 by n. You know what is x? Mass of adsorbate. What is m? Mass of adsorbent. What is p? Pressure. What are k and n? K and n are constants. K and n are constants. P is pressure. So Freundlich adsorption isotherm. You know, you see here in this diagram, this is adsorbate. You know what is the mass of adsorbent? What is the mass of adsorbent? M. Suppose you take 1 gram taken inside. Here some gas is there, Here pressure P. As pressure increases, this is the reading, pressure reading. As pressure increases from year to year, pressure value increased. As pressure increases, you can find here gas adsorbed more. So adsorbed more, that means as pressure increases, adsorption increases. Adsorption increases. As pressure increases, adsorption increases. Here which one is constant? Temperature constant. At constant temperature. At constant temperature, as pressure increases, adsorption increases. You can see here the extent of adsorption of a gas per unit mass of adsorbent depend upon the pressure of the gas. So x by m, that means extent of adsorption. Here pressure, you will get one graph curve like this. This is called Freundlich adsorption isotherm. The extent of adsorption increases with pressure and becomes maximum. Here this is the maximum. After that no change. After that also here increase pressure increases, but there is no change in x by m. As pressure increases, x by m value increases. As pressure increases. After that it will reach some equilibrium. After reaching equilibrium, there is no change in the x by m value by increasing pressure. At low pressures, it is like a straight line passing through the origin. X by m is directly proportional to P. At intermediate pressure, x by m is equal to P power 1 by n. At high pressure, as pressure increases, x by m value no change. So x by m value is independent on pressure at high pressures. At high pressures, it is not depending on pressure. So you can divide this effect of pressure in three cases: at low pressure, at medium pressure, at high pressure. At low pressure, x by m is directly proportional to P. That means as pressure increases, x by m value increases linearly. At medium pressures, x by m is directly proportional to P power 1 by n. At high pressures, it does not depending on pressure. So it is the Freundlich adsorption isotherm at three different levels. At equilibrium pressure, x by m reaches its maximum value. That means here equilibrium pressure, x by m value reaches its maximum value. That is, no further adsorption takes place. No further adsorption. After that, no further adsorption as the pressure increased. A saturation state has been achieved. The adsorption isotherm which conforms to Freundlich equation is shown in figure above. So this is equilibrium state. After that, no adsorption. You increase pressure also. There is no change in x by m. So x by m is directly proportional to P power 0. You can see here at 273 Kelvin, at 244 Kelvin, at 195 Kelvin. At which temperature? At low temperature. Temperature is low, adsorption is more. X by m value is more at a low temperature. So when 1 by n is equal to 0, x by m is equal to constant. So adsorption is independent of pressure. When 1 by n is equal to 1, x by m is equal to Kp. That means x by m is directly proportional to P. You can observe it is at low pressures. It is at high pressures. The adsorption varies directly with pressure. Both the conditions are supported by experimental result. So in this it has low pressure and this is high pressure. At high pressures, this is the equation. At low pressures, x by m is directly proportional to P. So taking logarithm of this x by m is equal to k into P power 1 by n. Taking logarithms on both sides, you can write x by m as log x by m. K log k. P power 1 by n, you can write 1 by n log P. it is like y is equal to mx plus c equation. It is a straight line with y intercept. Y intercept, that is, what is the intercept? C in this equation. C is log k. What is the slope? What is m in this equation? Slope is 1 by n. You take on y axis log x by m value, on x axis log p value, you will get one straight line with y intercept like this. So it is the logarithmic form of Freundlich-Adsorption isotherm. Freundlich-Adsorption isotherm equation is x by m is equal to kp power 1 by n. Logarithmic form is log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log p. 1 by n log p. So it is about effect of pressure on adsorption. Limitation of Freundlich-Adsorption isotherm. The experimental isotherms always seems to approach saturation at high pressure. At high pressure, equilibrium established, saturation came. This cannot be explained by Freundlich-Adsorption isotherm. So this fails at high pressure. Freundlich-Adsorption isotherm fails at high pressure. At high pressure, x by m is directly proportional to k into p power 0. So there is no effect of pressure. Freundlich-Adsorption isotherm is also applicable to adsorption process in solutions, not only gas and solid. It is also applicable to adsorption on solutions. In place of the equilibrium pressure, if a gas you take P, solution, it will change to C. So x by m is equal to k p power 1 by n. It is original Freundlich-Adsorption isotherm solution space. So this is the topic related to adsorption from solution phase. So adsorption of solutes from solutions also takes place in solids. Process of adsorption is used to reduce colors, to remove the color impurities from solutions. For example, raw sugar solution is decolorized by using charcoal. So here impurities will be removed by using charcoal. In this case, what is the adsorbent? Adsorbent is charcoal. Charcoal is adsorbent. Okay. The following observations have been made in the case of adsorption from solution phase, like gas in solid type. Here also some observations. The extent of adsorption decreases with increase in temperature. As temperature increases, adsorption decreases. Extent of adsorption means x by m value decreases. Second point, the extent of adsorption increases with increase in surface area. So adsorption is directly proportional to surface area. It is same in case of gas in solid also. This case also same. Third point, extent of adsorption depends on the concentration of the solute in solution. So that means x by m is directly proportional to or is equal to k into c power 1 by n. In gas case, in the case of gas, pressure. In the case of solution, concentration. Fourth point, the extent of adsorption depends on the nature of the adsorbent and the adsorbate. So these are the characteristics of adsorption from solutions. So Freundlich-Adsorption equation you can write for this solutions also. X by m is equal to k into c power 1 by n, where c is the equilibrium concentration. When adsorption is complete. So logarithmic form is log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log c. In case of gas, here pressure. In case of solution, concentration. Plotting log x by m against c, log x by m against c, you will get a straight line obtained which shows the validity of Brundtlich adsorption isotherm. It is the intercept. Okay. So next one, effect of temperature. Effect of temperature on adsorption. So how it will vary? So effect of temperature on adsorption, it is different for physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. You see here, as temperature increases, here temperature, this is x by m. As temperature increases, adsorption increases. And then decreases. So like that this will come, x by m and t. It is for chemical adsorption. As temperature increases, adsorption increases, like bell type, x by m t. As temperature increases, x by m decreases. It is for physical adsorption, because physical adsorption favors at low temperatures. At low temperature, here temperature is low, x by m value is more. As temperature increases, x by m value decreases. It is for physical adsorption curve. For chemical adsorption, initially rate is less. As temperature increases, rate increases and reaches a maximum value. So after that again desorption will take place, activation will take place. It is for chemical adsorption curve. So the graphs drawn between x by m versus temperature at constant pressure are called adsorption isobars. So this is about factors influencing adsorption. Applications of adsorption. First one is production of high vacuum. That means in a container, if small traces of any gas or any substance is there, to remove this one. So this adsorption concept we are using here. So the remaining traces of air can be adsorbed by charcoal from vessel evacuated by a vacuum pump to give a very high vacuum. It is charcoal. It is an adsorbent. Charcoal is a good adsorbent. So adsorption is used in the production of high vacuum. Second one is gas mask. What is gas mask? A device which consists of activated charcoal or a mixture of adsorbents. Here activated charcoal or mixture of adsorbents is there. It is usually used for breathing in coal mines to adsorb poisonous gases. Third point is removal of coloring matter from solutions. Animal charcoal removes colors of solutions by adsorbing color matter, color impurities. What is the adsorbent here? Animal charcoal. Animal charcoal is good adsorbent. It will absorb colors. Fourth one is froth flotation process. So it will come in metallurgy. It is a technique which is used in the purification of sulfide ore. Purification of sulfide ore. A low grade sulfide ore is concentrated by separating it from silica impurity and other earthy matter by this method using pine oil and frothing agent. So in this technique also this adsorption principle is used. So these are the important applications of adsorption. By this adsorption concept is completed. In the next topic I will explain about colloids. Okay, thank you.